If you just glance at Apple, everything looks rosy. The stock price, healthy. The brand, as powerful as ever. But if you dig just a little deeper, a very different picture starts to form. A picture of a tech giant standing at a critical crossroads in what is, without a doubt, the most important race of our generation: artificial intelligence.
So, let's get right into it, because this whole situation is fascinating. This isn't just about a single product launch or a quarterly report. Nope, this is about whether the company that literally defined the smartphone era can pivot and compete in a brand new world, a world where the rules are being completely rewritten by AI. And frankly, the warning signs, they're becoming pretty hard to ignore. So, where do we start unpacking this? Well, you've got to look at the foundation of any tech company. It's people. And for Apple, that's exactly where the first big cracks in its AI strategy are starting to show.
12. That's the number. According to reports from this past August, 12 key AI experts have packed their bags and left Apple just this year. Now look, some turnover is totally normal in Silicon Valley. But this is different. It's all about who is leaving and, even more critically, where they're going.
And this is the part that should really raise some eyebrows. They're not just retiring or starting a coffee shop. They are walking straight into the open arms of Apple's biggest AI rivals. We're talking Meta, OpenAI, xAI, Cohere, the whole shebang. It's a brain drain that's directly fueling the competition. Some analysts think it's a culture clash, that Apple's famous obsession with secrecy just doesn't vibe with the open, collaborative vibe that really drives AI research today.
Think of it like a game of Jenga, right? Every time a big name leaves, like design lead Alan Dye getting snapped up by Meta, it's like someone's pulling out a critical block from the tower. It doesn't just leave an empty space, it makes you wonder about the stability of the whole structure that's supposed to be building Apple's AI future.
And you can really see the ripple effects of this talent drain in their products. Last year, the consensus was that Apple was way behind on large language models. The tech that powers things like ChatGPT. Then this year, their big Apple Intelligence reveal was met with a pretty lukewarm response. And now, word on the street is that the big Siri overhaul we've all been waiting for pushed back to 2026. You see the pattern here? Delays and releases that just don't quite hit the mark. And this might be the most telling detail of all. After all of that, after the talent exodus and the product delays, the big rumor is that Apple might have to write a check to its arch-rival, Google, for over $1 billion a year just to use their AI tech Gemini. It's a move that kind of screams, we might not be able to build what we need on our own.
Okay, so things sound pretty grim, right? But hold on, it would be a massive mistake to count Apple out, because even with all these issues, Apple has something that's almost like a fortress. Let's talk about the legendary Apple moat, and how the company's oldest strengths could still be its secret weapon.
This quote from Kiyoshi Kato just nails it. It perfectly captures the Apple magic, doesn't it? This almost uncanny ability to win people over on a vision, on a feeling, even when, on paper, their tech isn't the absolute best in its class.
Siri is the perfect example. From a pure tech standpoint, let's be honest, it often lagged behind its competitors. It got criticized all the time. But did that ever stop people from lining up to buy the new iPhone? Absolutely not, because it was never just about Siri. It was about the whole package, the brand, the design, the seamless iPhone experience. That's what won.
And this is what the experts call the Apple moat. It's this deep, wide defensive perimeter that is incredibly tough for any competitor to get across. It's built from that unified design you see across all their products, that beautiful dance between hardware and software, and a relentless focus on the user experience that has created an army of loyal fans. This is Apple's home field advantage.
So this all leads us to the final, multi-trillion-dollar question. Is that legendary Apple moat, that whole strategy built on amazing design and user experience, is it enough to win a war where the actual rules of the game have been totally upended?
As one expert, Hiroshi Kakuda, points out, the smartphone war was won on things like beautiful hardware, a killer platform, and great content. And Apple, they are masters of that game. But the AI war, man, this is a whole new battlefield. The winning elements now are mind-boggling amounts of data, super advanced chips, massive cloud infrastructure, and just raw electricity. It's a completely different game.
And this is where you see this fundamental clash of strategies. Over here, you've got Google, building this vertically integrated, full-stack AI machine. They're trying to own everything from the giant data centers to the custom chips to the AI models themselves.
It's a system designed from the ground up for this new AI era. And then you have Apple, making a huge bet that its classic playbook, focusing on AI that runs on your device and leveraging its unbeatable ecosystem, is still the winning hand.
And this right here is the biggest fear that analysts like Kiyoshi Kato are talking about. It's that classic idea of the innovator's dilemma. That's when a company's past successes actually become a roadblock, preventing it from adapting to the next big thing. For Apple, the very things that made it so dominant, that beautiful, closed-off hardware, that perfect, polished ecosystem, could now be holding it back in a world that's all about open data, cloud computing, and moving incredibly fast.
So that's where we stand. Can the company that put a smartphone in everyone's pocket adapt to win in the age of AI? Will Apple's legendary brand and its amazing user experience be enough to overcome these new technological hurdles? Or is this a totally new kind of war, where its old weapons just aren't effective anymore? Honestly, the answer to that question is going to shape not just Apple's future, but the future of technology for all of us.